YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy T Davis back again today with another mini scheme / free ebook. I know it's June, guys. You guys are sick of the game. It's the same old thing, and that's why I'm bringing you guys this unique scheme out of the Pistol Playbook. If you want to have some fun, you want to run like a college spread type offense, you want to, switch it up. We only got 2 months till Madden 21. This is the offense for you. This mini scheme has a lot of universal concepts that work in some of the popular meta formations, but also has a little sprinkle of some different stuff. I think you guys will really enjoy it. I think you guys will learn a lot, and it can be fun if you guys want to get into MUT. Even if you use like a hot route master, skateboarders, have some abilities, this offense becomes even better. Next time you guys see me, I'll have a brand new setup in the background. We're going to have all new lights. We're going to have a new webcam. It's going to be crazy. This is the last time you're going to see this boring background. I can't wait for you guys to see it. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel here on YouTube. Click on that notification bell so you get all this content as we head into Madden 21. I've been streaming a lot, so if you guys want to see me play live, make sure you check me out on twitch.tv/tdavisbrand. I usually stream Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, as well as on the weekends to play some weekend league. So tune in. It's a lot of fun. The chat goes crazy. We have so much fun. You guys will learn a lot from a pro player. Also have 30-minute and 60-minute coaching sessions available. If you want to improve your Madden game, we have film study reviews, anything you want to go over, offense, defense, game management, clock management, game strategy. I've been around for, 10 plus years in the competitive scene. I've done it all, won a lot. So you guys will learn a lot from me, and I want to continue that into Madden 21. So that's it, guys. Let's jump into today's video. All right, so in today's pistol mini scheme, the formations we're going to break down are going to be pistol bunch, pistol trips, and pistol tight slots. And now the beauty of this, I like to come out in this pistol bunch, and I like that because it has the full wide receiver package. So all you gotta do is flick over the right stick a few times, or you only flick it over once to the left to actually get to that full wide receiver package. This allows us to have much more speed out there at receiver for all our routes we're gonna be running. So let's go over pistol bunch first. The plays we're gonna go over are PA deep in, corner strike, and Seattle. And then the best run play that I like to build this offense around is the read option weak. We're going to that's one of my favorite runs in the game, actually. It's kind of like a Y lead read option. I broke that down in another video on my channel, how good the Y lead read option is this year. And this is kind of like that. So let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to break down this read option first. And the thing that's beautiful about this is we can flip it to both sides. So we can run it to the bunch side, we can run it to the weak side. I kind of like it to the weak side because we're always going to have that one-on-one read with the defensive end right there. But sometimes when you run to the bunch side, you can kind of get an automatic run with the quarterback to the outside if you have a fast guy there. Obviously, I recommend using a fast quarterback, someone like Lamar, someone like Russell Wilson. Even fast break would help too. So Lamar's your best bet. But any type of speed, I like over 85 speed at quarterback to run this type of offense. So let's go ahead and break it down. All we're going to do is hike it, and we're going to read that defensive end right there where the R is over. As you can see, that's the read defender. If he stands up, boom, we hand it off every time. If he crashes down, we're taking it to the outside with our quarterback. So let's go ahead and read him. As you can see, he crashed in. We take it outside with Tua. Tua, not one of the fastest guys we have, but as you can see, you just get to the outside once that defender crashed down. Let's go ahead and try it again. Crashes down again. Boom, we get to the outside. If we can make one move, it's a one-on-one to the outside. So like I said, speed is the most important thing. I want to get to where he stands up. He's crashing down again. Then we get the block we wanted. So beautiful right there. We get a huge play, and that's what this read option can do. It can be a very big play if you get to the outside with a lot of speed, but it can also be a big play up the middle if they stand up. As he does here, boom, we hand it off. We just get up the field, and usually you can kind of cut it to left or right too if you have a speed halfback. So I just wanted to break down that read option because that's a crucial part of this offense to keep the defense off balance with a balanced attack with the run and pass. All right, so the next play we're going to break down is PA deep in. And this play is so good because it can beat cover 3 and it can beat cover 2. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how we like to beat cover 3 with it first. There's a multitude of ways we can do it. The first one I like to do is this. I like to have that halfback wheel flat combo to the wide side. And then here on the back side, we're going to have a cover 3 bomb over the top. Kind of roll out. You can kind of wait for R1. Boom, look at that, over the top. And that's normally would be a tight end, because we have that full receiver package. We're able to just have that speed there at tight end, and it's going to be able to, we're going to have him on that deep post route, and it's going to kind of get over cover 3. So if we have a comeback here from the solo side receiver, which kind of bring this deep zone back down, Then over here we had the halfback on the wheel. We had the flat combo here. And then you kind of do whatever you want with the slot guy. You can either hitch him, you can drag him, you can put him on a streak. Whatever you kind of want to do with that guy is up to you. Let's go ahead and take a look at the replay here. As you can see, look at the halfback wheel. If we stood in the pocket, that's a wide open play. You guys know I love my halfback wheels to the wide side. I've been preaching it all year on all my tips. But then looking over here, man, look at this defensive back. He just doesn't recognize it at all. He bites down for about a second or two here on this comeback. Boom. Once we get that little stutter, that delay, we got R1, the tight end, coming all the way over the top, wide open for a big play touchdown. Now, the thing that's so great about this play is it also beats cover 2. Like I said, it has this stock fade route, and it's so hard to find these routes this year. So the fact that we have this route, this route in this play also with that deep post, and if you had a hot route master or a slot apprentice, this will make it even better. You put him on a corner route, make the play even better. But we don't even need to. You could literally run this play stock, and all we like to do versus cover 2 is motion this guy out a couple steps like this. Boom, we're going to pass lead to the outside like that. We're going to click on, we're going to swerve, and we're going to take that all the way to the house. So the cover 2 deep halves from the safeties are never going to guard those fade routes. And those routes, like I said, are so hard to find this year. So when you can find one on a stock play like that, it's absolute money, especially versus cover 2. Let's go ahead and take a look at the replay here. So as you can see, you just motion him out a couple steps, give him a little bit of that separation. He gets right by the cloud, flat defender, and boom, he's off to the races. You can literally do any other setups you want with this play. I like to keep that deep post. I'd probably put this guy on a drag, so I had a high-low read with the post and the solo receiver there. And then the slot guy, again, you can do kind of whatever you want with him. You can streak him, you can put him on a hitch, another drag. It's kind of up to you. All right, guys, the next player we're breaking down is Seattle. And there's so many good reasons this is better than the actual verticals in Gun Bunch, because the slot receiver is not on the route that's like in verticals. He's actually on a crosser. And the crosser route is one of the best routes in the game. It's shorter than the normal Gun Bunch verticals crosser. He's actually going to run that very sharp. He's going to get to the sideline. He's going to get over all the zones. You're going to be able to throw it on the sidelines for an easy possession catch. And looking at the other routes, we know that these wheel routes, this tight end wheel route will beat cover 3 with a low ball to inside. This wheel route motioned out will beat cover 2 over the top. And then, boom, look at it on the left side. We're going to have that fade route that we just talked about on the previous play. Pass lead outside versus cover 2 all day long with that route. So, I mean, there's a million ways we can set this up. You can literally run stock. It's so good. One of my favorite setups is the halfback wheel, once again to the wide side, and then a little high-low read with the drag and the crosser here coming to the backside. So it would look like this. Hit the wheel there, boom. Or we could just wait for our crosser down the sidelines. So we can pretty much torch every zone in the game with this play. One other thing you could just do, look, we see a lot of from like wide receiver post out of West Coast, just have a motion slant with that crosser. So it's just a 1-2 read, and boom, we'll wait for the crosser, hit him right there. So it's one of the best routes in the game right there out of that slot position. And this will beat every zone in the game as well as man-to-man. Next play in the mini scheme out of bunch is going to be corner strike. And what's interesting about this now, too, is because in the corner strike in regular gun bunch, this corner route is not that good. He runs it a little wider. It's good versus cover 2, but not so much. So this play is kind of like stick from West Coast bunch. This is going to be a sharp corner route here with this circle receiver. You know, so there's multiple ways we can set this up. Again, a quick little thing I like to do is just have flood the cover 3 like this. We're going to kind of flood the zones with the bunch side. And what we're going to look for is the flat corner route combo here. If they're playing back, we can hit the little flat. If they're playing down, we can hit the little corner route. We have the drag on the backside. You could also do a slant here. It's just kind of your backside last resort read. Or if they're hitting you with a blitz, you can kind of just quick throw that slant. But I like to just motion out, circle a few steps on this sharp corner route, and pass lead outside, boom, like that. If it's cover 3, you can hit that all day long. But like I said, you also just want to wait to see what they're playing. If it's a flat route, if they're playing back, you can hit the little flat underneath. Also, let me show you what I mean here. So say they're playing back, which they are, we just hit that little flat underneath and pick up positive yards. So that's kind of our reads over there. Then the drag on the backside will be our last resort. Also, another way I like to set this play up is something like this. We're gonna have that high-low read on the backside with the drag and the comeback, and then I'll motion over him to turn him into a post route like this. So it's gonna be a high-low read, but it's also gonna flood zones here on the left side. So as you can see, they played back, we hit that drag. But if they would have played underneath, we can hit that comeback route to square every time as well. Let me go ahead and show you guys what I mean in the replay. We motion over that post, and that's kind of a high-low read right off the jump. So we either drag post. We can low-ball this post right here for an easy possession catch, but then looking on the backside here, if this guy would have bite down more on the drag, then we would just wait for this comeback route to turn around and hit him right there with a possession catch. But see, he played back a little bit, so we're able to throw it to this drag for an easy completion on the sidelines. Next formation we're going to break down is out of the pistol trips, and the players like to run in this are PA boot, inside smash, smash, and then the runs are in here pretty good too. I like to throw in the read option. I also like to hit him with the strong power occasionally as well. So the first play I want to break down is smash, and what this is going to be is a cover 2 beater here on both sides. So on the left side we're going to have that high-low hitch corner route read, and that deep corner is going to get over cover 2. What I like to do here on the right side is I like to motion over the circle route. He's going to kind of get beat cover 2 on the sidelines with a pass lead to the outside. As you can see, like there, boom, we get on a rack catch, just like we break down in the pistol bunch. When you motion over that vertical route, it's kind of an inverted route, so it's going to beat cover 2 on the sidelines. Then here on the left side, we're going to have that high-low read now with the deep corner in the smoke screen, the hitch route. So if they play back, we'll be able to throw underneath to a little smoke they do, so we can just throw that, get an easy 5-yard gain. If they would have played hard flats, that corner route over the top is going to get wide open on the sidelines also. Next play we're going to break down is inside smash, and the beauty of this is it's going to be the same motion as our smash play with the deep vertical route, but instead now we're going to have a post here. So there's a couple things we can do. I like to streak X every time to bring the zones back for this post to get open. Then here on the backside we can keep double hitches like they had. I like to do a hitch with a drag. I also like to do an in route with a drag before it, something like that. It doesn't really matter what you want to do there. For the sake of the video, we're just going to go ahead and look like this. We're going to motion over circle again, but instead of that deep vertical route, now it's going to be a post route. So it's a high-low read. Boom. Horrible pass by Tua, but he was about to be wide open in the middle of the field. Let's go ahead and break that down one more time. So same thing. We streak the tight end. We drag triangle. We motion over circle. It's going to be a high-low read between triangle and circle, and we throw the post out right there as he passes that hook zone. Let me go ahead and show you guys the replay. So as you can see, we had triangle on that drag too right away. We could have just checked down, took our 5 yards right there. We're just kind of reading this guy. Wherever he bites on, usually it'll be their user. So wherever their user bites on, we're throwing to the opposite one. So if the user bites on that post, we're hitting this drag. Boom. If the user's coming down the drag, we're hitting that post. So it's just a 2-man game. It's a 2-man read. We're just waiting to see what the user does, and we're hitting the opposite one. So one of my favorite setups to do with this PA boot is to smoke screen square, have that hat back on that wheel, streak circle, and curl out X. And I'm just going to motion over circle to make everything look the same again. It's going to bring the zones back for that deep crosser. Then we're going to have a high-low read here too with the tight end. And we can lowball that little curl. They're not going to be able to guard that. They have to user that, right? So when they start, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the replay. When they start to bite on that curl route with the low ball, that's when, if we have time in the pocket here, once we can step up in the pocket, if you have an escape artist, you can roll out. We're going to wait for this crosser, and he's going to get wide open here on the sidelines once he gets by these defenders. So when they bite down on this, we're just kind of waiting for that. And then, of course, you guys know I love that hat-back wheel. He's getting in that little pocket right there. We can lowball it. And if they go to that, then we just have this little, this is kind of our last resort, the little smoke screen. We can make a play when we click on and rack catch that. One other way I like to set this up is just to do a little high-low read here with a slant, and we're going to motion over the slant, streak the tight end, so it's going to look like this. And we're just going to have a high-low read with that slant. Boom, low ball that every time. That's easy. So it's going to be just a slant or the crosser. You can pick which one you want. One of my favorite things to do. Also, one last setup you can do is just keep circle on a drag and just kind of quick hike them with the hat back wheel flat combo to the wide side, then the little drag. So it's going to be a high-low read here with these two guys. We have the tight end to bring back the zone. So just a high-low read here. See, they bite back a little bit. We just throw that drag. If they would have bite on the drag, we wait for the crosser. So it's just simple ways we're flooding zones and how to beat zone coverage here out of this pistol trips. All right, guys, so the last formation we're breaking down in this mini scheme out of the Pistol Playbook is out of tight slots. This is the only playbook in the game that has this formation. And for me, what's so interesting is the tight end spot here actually does running back hot routes. And I haven't really found anything to make that super good or super glitchy, But I mean, you guys are more than welcome to try to find something. But so that tight end spot is going to allow you to put wheel routes on the tight end. That's the one route I do like, the wheel route. You can put them on the tight end on a wheel route in this formation. You can also do, you know, like the little swing routes. You can do an option route. So you can definitely create some weird, interesting stuff that people haven't seen. The plays I like to break down in this are just PA post shot and bench switch. And the halfback zone I really like too as a run play in here. Also, bench is not bad either. You can mix that in as well. But my two main plays are PA post shot and bench switch. So let's go ahead and jump into PA post shot first. Now, if you did have Hot Route Master, that would make this formation even glitchier. If you had Route Apprentice to create extra routes, like you'd want to put some corner routes on the field here. You can do some cover 3 beaters with corner routes with those deep posts and stuff like that. But for the sake of the video, we don't. This is just if you're in regs or whatever. So all I like to do for this, I'll have the halfback wheel flat combo here to the wide side like this. Because like we said, that tight end is on these halfback. So let me show you guys real quick what these routes look like. So we have that little swing route. We can put them on the wheel like this, which is glitchy. I like that a lot. It can really flood zones. I'm trying to see what else here. The streak is inverted, kind of like it would be out of the backfield. So he does a little cut to the outside, then up. We have the check and release there, which is good. And let's see what else. We have the option route. We can also just obviously pass block them. The swing left and right. So it's just kind of interesting that you can do those halfback routes there. I don't know if a lot of people know about that. But for this, I'm just putting them on a swing because I want to do the halfback wheel flat combo to that side. Here on the back side, I'm just going to hitch this guy. So we're going to have a high-low read because that circle route is the main route and the money route in this play. It's going to be a deep crosser. It is a little bit longer to develop than most crossers, but it's still really good. So it's just going to be like this. And we're just going to wait till he gets to the sidelines. Boom, on the sidelines, that crosser gets behind all types of zones. So that's the first way I would set this up. There's a multitude of ways, though. I really like to just streak square, slant triangle, and swing route the tight end again. So it's just going to be that slant post combo, or slant crosser combo in this case, that I've talked about all year is the best route combo, which you can check out on my channel as well. But for that, same thing. We're just going to kind of read it. You can lowball that slant every time. It just kind of floods the zones in the middle, forces the user to pick one, and we're just stressing the user and throwing to the opposite one. Another thing you can do is just do double, in routes or double drags here with these guys at the middle, and it's just going to kind of flood the zones again. You can kind of just wait and see. Boom. That one over there on the right. So there's a multitude of ways you can set this up. Also really like to get these deep crossing routes involved. The triangle route's not great, but it can be good versus zone if you kind of wait. So you can literally run this play stock if you wanted to, just like this. And I like to do the halfback wheel flat combo still here because that triangle route is going to be really deep. So as you can see, we throw that little halfback wheel. So there's a multitude of ways you can run this play. It has great routes on the field. All right, next play we're going to break down is bench switch. And a lot of times I like to just come out and quick like this play. I'll just come out, boom, bench switch, throw it real quick, throw one of these out routes. Unless they have hard flats there, no zones are going to cover those little baby out routes this year. They're just really good. So the main setup I like to do is this, and I'll motion him out on that flat. And you can kind of swerve this little flat route if they're not playing hard flats down low. If not, we got the wheel behind it. And then here we're flooding the left side with this little baby in route. We're going to have the corner out to the sidelines with the streak over the top. So you can do something like this. If they're not playing down there, boom, you swerve it like that, little flat route, click on, rack, catch it up the field. You get an easy 8 yards right there. So that's my main setup. We'll look to the backside here. And let's see, they're playing back, so boom, we can just check down to that little in route and we get a big play. So we're just flooding zones on one side, then we get the halfback wheel flat combo to the right side, so it kind of stretches the field all areas. Really makes it difficult for you to kind of guess what they're doing. Also, make sure you mix in this halfback zone play. It's really effective as well. It's a quick handoff, and you can kind of playmaker left to right because this is a tight formation, which we love because it makes everything look the same. It's balanced, so we can go back and forth, whichever way we want to run it, and then no one's going to know what we're doing. And you just kind of hand it off. It's a quick handoff. You can either cut it outside or you can cut up the field. So that's one of the better run plays in this playbook, and that's out of this pistol tight slots formation. I hope you guys enjoyed this Pistol Playbook mini scheme. It's a very rare, unique offense. We're late in the year, so if you guys want to run something different, have a little fun, you want to run kind of a college spread offense, this is the offense for you. Make sure you guys go ahead and like this video, man. All this content on the way for Madden 21. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be having so many uploads right when Madden 21 drops, so you guys can improve your Madden game.